Welcome back to BSG Online number 7. I'm your host, Dagobert. For this part, I'm going to be guiding you through a couple of awesome games coming up. And the first one is going to be Spyro Reignited Trilogy, specifically Spyro 2, Crypto's Rage, any percent, no level skip, and that's going to be run by the wonderful BenDoesVariety. Ben, take it away.
Welcome everyone, my name's Ben, and I, of course, do a variety of content, and today's variety is Spyro 2, any percent, no level skip. Now, before we hop into the run, I should probably point out a couple of things. So, for this game, there are two any percent categories. You have any percent and any percent no level skip. So, normal any percent is unrestricted, you can use any glitches or tricks, skips, whatever, to get through the game as fast as possible. In this run, the same rules apply except for one glitch, which is level skip. We are not allowed to use it, because on more recent patches of Reignited Trilogy, they patched it out, so they created a separate category for people to keep running the game. Now, I'm also going to point out when we get in, Spyro is going to be a different color, because there are cheat codes you can use with Reignited that change Spyro's color. So, we're going to go with Dark Spyro, or Evil Spyro, because swag. But let's jump in. So, time will begin when I do the first input on Spyro 2 title, right here. Alright, let me just get my own splits open in case I do get a PB. I want to be able to reflect that. So, when I say go, that's when the timer will start. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so, quickly as well, something that's really interesting about Reignited, in fact the original games, is that Spyro 1 has one cutscene to begin, Spyro 2 has 2, Spyro 3 has 3, which is interesting. But this game drops you right in at the deep end, and we start actually in a level, which is unique for the trilogy, because it's the only one that does it. The other ones start you in a home world, this one starts you in Glimmer. Now, something a lot of people don't know, because they've either not played the original trilogy, or they don't know about this, but in the UK, this game actually has a different name. It's still called Spyro 2, but over here in the UK, it was actually called Gateway to Glimmer originally, which I think is a much cooler title than Crypto's Rage. I don't know why they didn't keep it in Reignited like that. I thought it would have been a cool Easter egg, but I digress. The goal of this is to get through the game as fast as possible without using level skip, and to do that, we're going to need to get certain requirements to get to the final boss, with being Ripto. So we're going to need to get at least around about 3,500 gems. We're also going to need to get 40 orbs and all 14 talismans, which are basically required for us to hop between the 3 hub worlds. You have Summer Forest, Autumn Plains, and Winter Tundra. So we're going to start in Summer Forest, make our way to Autumn Plains, and then make our way to Winter Tundra. Now, it's quite interesting with the Reignited Trilogy because all 3 games are actually run quite differently in certain ways. So, Spyro 1 doesn't have many glitches or tricks, it's mostly just good optimized gameplay. Spyro 2 it's very heavy on skips, tricks, and glitches, and Spyro 3 is a mix between the two. It's a lot of optimized movement, but with a lot of, well, a few really heavy glitches. This game is sort of just heavy on everything. You sort of just have to wing it and do all of the tricks and skips as prescribed by the way you play the game. So right here, we're going to be going between all these levels, and in certain levels, we're either going to be doing a lot or very little because of the requirements we need to get to the end of the game. So in this level, we're going to be getting 2 orbs and a bunch of gems along with the talisman. Now, in other levels, you're going to see me not going through the portal, but actually just exiting level. We can't do that here. We have to actually go through this portal in order to get to Summer Forest. It's the only level in the game you cannot do that with. But we're going to be leaving. Now, at certain points, I'm going to need certain gem requirements. I will explain when we get to those points how many gems we're going to need and what we're going to be needing them for. But after we get through Colossus, which is not the next stage, but the one after, we're going to need at least 500 gems, because we need to get money bags to teach us how to swim. I should have bypassed that, but okay. So, the next level, Idle Springs, actually has a couple of quick, but very easy to do skips. So, like I said, almost every level has some kind of trick, skip, or glitch in it. This one is very easy, actually. The heavy glitching doesn't start until much later in the run. So, but I want to congratulate the host here because we have already reached our donation goal, which is fantastic. So
Yeah,
through here... Oh, sorry.
No. I just wanted to quickly add to that. Yeah, we've reached 1,000 euros, which was the goal. We already met that. We are only 24 euros away before we hit our next milestone. So if you guys want to make sure to donate to that, do that. It is only 24 euros away for the next milestone. So it is very close by.
Alright, so throughout these levels, you're going to see me taking out a lot of the enemies, and there is a reason for this. In certain levels, I have to defeat so many enemies in order to access a power-up, either to beat the level or to get an orb. Now, in this level, to get an orb, we need to take out, what was it? I think it's 8 enemies in total, to activate a supercharge to get an orb in a minute. Because we were about to get the talisman. Now, you may be wondering, if the requirement is 40 orbs, why don't I just get the first 40 orbs you come across? That's because certain orbs are just super slow. Like, there's an orb in this level, it takes about 5 minutes to do. It's way too slow for the run, so you're going to see me getting a random smattering of orbs throughout the entire run. So this orb is very simple, just knock these guys off of their totem podiums, and boom, we get an orb. But the enemy defeats were all about activating that supercharge that we just went through in order to do the minigame. So, because of that, we were able to knock them off. Otherwise, we'd have to run around and re-grab the enemies to activate enough to activate that supercharge. I also need to make sure there that I don't quit game, because it's always hovering over quit game at that time, which would be very bad, because I'd have to reload the game and then go back in, and it'll do the cutscene for the level, and it's super slow. But between each portal, you will see me pick up gems most of the time, unless the portals are right next to each other, in which case no, but we still need a lot of the gems for the run. Now, Colossus is a level where... This level is super heavy in RNG, and in fact, the main minigame we're going to be getting 2 orbs from here is actually probably the most infamous minigame across the entire original trilogy, which is Ice Hockey. Ice Hockey is the biggest troll across the entire trilogy, and I'm hoping that it doesn't screw me here, because I can lose minutes if I get a really bad RNG. So let's hope that that doesn't happen. Now, I'm actually going to be doing a skip in a moment, where I'm going to skip most of the level, but it's also going to allow me to access the end of the level super fast, providing I get it quick enough. Perfect, there's part 1. Part 2. Beautiful. Another skip coming up right here will be skip across here. Perfect. Blame that guy, because 1, we need to defeat a lot of enemies anyway, and 2, if you aren't fast enough at defeating him, he will knock you back down, and that is very bad because you lose about a minute. Because you have to go all the way back round and go back up again. Super painful, super annoying. So, the next part of this level is just going to be collecting gems and defeating enemies in a decently fast way so that we can access a bounce pad, or super springy power-up that's basically going to bounce us around the level. Which we need to do to get up here so we can access another orb that we're going to be working towards. This orb will be the last thing we do, but we need to activate it now, because when we're going towards Ice Hockey, there's a couple of the statues we have to flame. So this one's just flame 10 statues to expel the demons from within them. So, like I said, there are some right by Ice Hockey, like this one. And it's just faster to do it this way as opposed to just coming back later. The cool thing with this is, as well, like with these kinds of minigames, you can start them and then just do other ones, and they still work. Like, they're still activated, so you can keep on doing them. Alright, let's hope for some decent RNG, please. So there's 2 sections to this. The first one is just me, an ice hockey puck, and the goalie. The second section is a player as well, and it's kind of annoying. He's going to whack that. Yep, and that's already kind of bad. Actually, it's not too bad, I guess. Never mind. Oops. Okay, that was on me. I angled a bit too far. There we go. So we have to score 5 goals here. Okay, I'm good with this one. This one's pretty good. Number 2. I'm also good with this one. Number 3. So this is the kind of RNG we want to see from this one. Ah, beautiful. Let's go. 4. I like how in my own runs on my own stream, I get screwed constantly. 5. When I'm doing this for a marathon, I just get amazing luck. which is pretty interesting. Thank you for the best of luck, Sylvan. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. We're running Spyro 2. Okay, that's going to ricochet and bounce upwards, which is not terrible. It's not the best RNG we can get, but it works. 1. So we have to score 5 again. This is good RNG. Okay. I thought I angled a bit too far again. This is also very good. I'm actually shocked. We're getting moderately decent RNG. I'm actually impressed. Normally my RNG here is pretty bad. Okay, this one's kind of bad because it's going way too fast. There we go. Angle it. 4. That one's a bit questionable because if you don't catch it in time, it'll bounce all over the stage and it's just not a lot of fun. It's super slow. Okay, we're good. 5. Not bad. That could have been a lot worse, so I will take that. That was moderately good, which I'm actually shocked at because normally, like I said, my luck there is pretty bad. So we're going to quickly charge along that wall just to get across quicker and flame more statues. Oh gosh, that was almost bad. So there are 10 statues in total. That's what we're going to be doing now, whilst collecting a few more gems for the exit level. So like I said, once we got through this level, we're going to need 500 gems. We already have 100 more than that, so that's fantastic. My gem count is looking pretty actually good for this stage. So we're going to flame the rest of these statues as we're going through, and then that's the end of this level. This level's pretty basic once you've got it down. In fact, yeah, this level's been pretty quick, so I can't actually moan. Normally I play pretty bad on this level, so... Now, I've run all 3 games within the trilogy, you know, of course, and each game has one level that does completely screw me every time, pretty much. It's very rare where I have a good level, so in this game it's Magma Cone, which is one level in Autumn Plains that we have to go to get a bunch of orbs and a talisman. Magma Cone really does hate me. It's not a fun level for me. So hopefully this time it goes well enough, but we will see. So we just need to come across here and glide over to Moneybags because we need to learn to swim to get to the next set of stages. But before we go, we're going to collect some gems quickly and also get another orb from Hunter up here. So Hunter is going to be teaching us the basics of the game because we do need to know this, you know? Like, we definitely need to know the basics. It's not like I've been running this game for a year, you know? I need that little bit of extra help from him. Just to reiterate the controls, because I don't know how to hover or glide or do anything, you know? But we do it quickly and we get an orb, so I can't moan. It's basically a free orb for doing absolutely nothing.
What a helpful young man.
Very helpful, actually. If I was 5 again, because I've been playing Spyro 2 since I was probably 5 years old. Okay, Horikos is next. Horikos is a very quick stage. We're not in here very long, but we do get a few orbs and the talisman, of course. So this one has a bunch of skips that we're going to be doing to get to the end of the level very quickly. So we're just going to run, flame him, grab that, and enter that. Because you need a light bulb to deactivate the energy gate, and we can go through. Now this is an interesting skip with some weird collision. We're going to do a hover onto this, oh, okay, if I can get the hover. Onto the windmill, and then turn onto here. And then that gets us over to here. Normally to get here, you have to wait ages and go around the entire stage. Fortunately, with that little hover, we can get up here pretty quickly. Get across, and boom. Now, we get this orb, and in about 30 seconds, we're going to get another orb. And we're actually getting these out of order, because this would be the last one you would get. But because we can skip straight to the end, we can go around and get the other one. For basically doing nothing. Now, what's cool about this is you don't have to do the whole stage or get the orbs in order in this game in order to actually get them. You just have to go to the right source and meet the requirements. So because we met the requirement already, boom, second orb. Skip dialogue, and then we're going to run down here, get a few more gems, and then straight to the talisman. This level is super easy, super quick to do. Grab some more, there we go. If we angle our camera, that energy gate just deactivates. Because reasons. I actually don't know why that works, but I'm not going to complain. Alright, level complete. Easy. If you see me reaching down at the end of every stage, it's because I have my own splits open. So I have to split in order to, obviously, you know, time it. But I'm going to point this out. I should have pointed this out already. If I get a personal best in real time, it does not mean I got a personal best, because on the leaderboard, this game timed, or the whole trilogy times with the in-game timer. And the in-game timer on console is known to be super inconsistent. So if I PB'd by 2 minutes in real time, it does not mean I got a PB in in-game time. It's, again, it's a really consistent way of running the game, but it's consistent enough to the point where it's an acceptable standard, so... Right, we're going to get on him and just hover onto here, so we can skip. Normally you have to rescue the turtle babies and get them to the end of the stage. Unfortunately, turtle babies are going to be stuck in their cage, because we don't need them. It's also super slow as well, because they can stop your charges and get in your way, which is actually really annoying, so we're not going to be saving them today. But once again, you're going to see me take out a bunch of enemies, because we need to use them to activate a power-up within the level to get an orb. Alright, let's avoid being blasted over and over again. We actually have an out of bounds coming up here just to skip this gate. Come on, there we go. Come on. Let me through. Okay, I almost got stuck. That would have been actually really bad, because I would have had to have reset the stage. Although I should probably point out, I've only ever been stuck out of bounds there once. So it's not easy to get stuck there. It happens at pure random, and if you have a really, really janky angle, which we didn't, so... But one of the orbs we're going to be getting is by destroying these boxes and saving the turtles within them. There are 7 in total, but this is going to be the last thing we do, like in Colossus. Because again, you can do other minigames and keep the state of this minigame active, so... Which is absolutely fantastic for going fast, because we can just do other stuff whilst we do other stuff. It's really cool. So just going through and collecting some gems. Thank you. Alright, the last part to get the talisman anyway, we have to get Turtle Boy up to there onto the switch. So we're just going to flame his buttocks to get him up there. Go on, get up there, you. There we go. Now, one thing that's pretty interesting is, normally for this level you'd have to, it's like an escort mission. Thank you, Ninja, for the good luck. This is like an escort mission. You'd normally have to escort the turtle babies home, but because we skipped them, we don't actually need them. Now, what I'm trying to do here is flame the turtle, do a charged glide off its back to get onto here, so we can skip the ladder requirement to get up here. Because normally to get up here you need the ability to climb ladders, which we don't actually get until the second homeworld. But with that glide we can skip that requirement. Now here we have to avoid the turtles going in the turtle soup, because it's apparently very bad for you if you get turtle soup. Get in, there we go, beautiful. So there are 3 we have to do, which is pretty simple. There is a second part to the minigame, but we do not do it because it is really slow. There's also a glitch here, which luckily didn't take place. If you mash dialogue here, the turtles will start spawning again, and you'll have to wait 10 seconds, but otherwise you'll just get stuck back in that position. It's really annoying. Oh, you know Peter are always happy with this game. Like, we're just, you know, flaming every creature in existence, either for fodder to get sparks back, or to just complete stuff. It's, Spyro's actually a pretty violent video game, not gonna lie. So we're just going to flame all 3 of those, 2 of those turtle boxes, and a pot to get some gems. And then if I'm fast enough, which hopefully I am, because it's really slow, if not, I have to get to the final pot. Come on, there we go, beautiful. All pots have been activated, that's the last orb we need to grab. Grab these 2 gems as a little piece de resistance, and we're done with that level. Now, coming up next is Aquaria Towers, which is actually a stage that a lot of people hate in Spyro 2. I have no clue why, because it's actually a pretty interesting stage, but apparently a lot of casuals do not like this stage. I actually don't know why, honestly, I don't. It's really weird. But I think it's because it's a water stage. For whatever reason, in Spyro games, a lot of casuals do not like water stages. Again, I don't know why. I think it's an interesting stage, but I digress. Also, for anyone who's knowledgeable about Spyro, who's interested, we do not do any speedways in this run, because speedways in Spyro 2 are incredibly slow, and not worth it for their orbs. Also, for any fans of the Cloud Temple stage in Spyro 2 in Winter Tundra, we do not go in that stage. It's actually one of the only stages we do not go into the entire run. And probably something I should have pointed out earlier on, no level skip. So, no level skip does not mean we have to go into every level. No level skip is actually a glitch, where you can hop between levels to get to the end of the game super quickly. But like I said, it was patched out, so you can't actually do it anymore. So that's why no level skip was created. So it doesn't mean you don't do, like, you have to go into every level. It just means you can't do that glitch. So, kind of like in a game, if the game has any percent no out of bounds category, it means all of the glitches are acceptable, but you cannot go out of bounds. So, but we're basically just going to run through. This is a pretty simple stage. We get 1 talisman, 2 orbs, and the 2 orbs come together right at the very end of the stage. But what we're doing is we're hitting these switches to make the world wet again. Take that as you will. Because the seahorse people need their world to be wet again. I don't know why the Rhinox stopped that. But, you know, evil motivations are just something that don't make sense in the Spyro universe. It's actually kind of cruel, not gonna lie. But let's quickly grab these gems and grab the talisman. Like, if we were just coming through and getting talismans, this run would be super quick. But it's the orbs that slow you down, because you need to get 40 of them in order to access Ripto. Kind of like in Spyro 3, where you are required to get 100 eggs in order to access the Sorceress. Which you would actually think would make Spyro 3 a slower run, but it's actually faster. Spyro 2 is the slowest in the trilogy for any percent. It's weird. Because it actually has, in numbers, the lowest requirements. But because those requirements take ages to get, it actually turns out to be a lot longer. Like, to put it into perspective, the any percent world record for Spyro 1 is about 5 minutes faster than Spyro 3. And then Spyro 3's world record is about 2.5 minutes faster than Spyro 2. So, just to point that out. But what we're doing here is just riding through rings. Think of Superman 64, except 10 times better, and this just isn't the whole game. Oh god, I hate that game. But we're almost done with this level now. All we have to do is just grab a few more gems, because there's a few decent gems here, actually. So up here you get 25 for doing basically no work, and then we get another 25 straight in this pot. Level complete. And now we're on to our first boss fight, Crush. Which, gotta admit, pretty easy. In fact, the entire trilogy is all easy bosses, except one. Which is the second boss in this game, Gulp. For whatever reason, they took all the difficulty out of all of the other bosses across the entire trilogy, and they lumped them into one guy. And let me tell you, okay, it is very easy to die in that boss fight, because when I'm playing a game, and a game has a difficult boss, I like to call it Sephiroth attacks. So anyone who's played Final Fantasy VII knows how brutal Sephiroth is at the very end. Gulp is like that. He will wreck you for no reason. Right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take damage, which is going to quickly get him out of his spot, and we can flame him. Pretty simple. And that's basically what we do for the entire boss. Just moving out of the way long enough to not get crushed to death by the falling debris. Now, the good thing about this fight is sheep drop, so you can get some of your Sparks health back. So you can keep taking damage and just dealing damage back. It's pretty easy. Also, if you're wondering why I'm stopping for a second before charging away, it's because he will take longer to hit if you move quicker. So, like, stand there for a sec and then move. And that basically causes him to do that on the spot. And we're actually getting really good RNG with these sheep. Nice. I'm actually shocked we're getting good. Because there's another one there, which is going to take me back to full. Beautiful. So we're actually going to have some Sparks energy left when we go to Crystal Glacier, which helps a lot. Now, I'm actually going to talk about this glitch quickly before we get there, because this glitch is pretty hard. So, This is probably one of the hardest glitches in the entire game to pull off. And it's called soul storage. So when you defeat an enemy, it releases its soul and then it goes towards the power-up. What you need to charge up, like if you need 15 enemies, you destroy them, their souls go into the power-up and it charges it. With this, we actually need to do a glitch called soul storage, which basically means, in effect, I'm going to defeat 2 enemies, quickly get zapped by Zoe to get a checkpoint, die, and then respawn, and hope, because it's kind of RNG, that I got the souls and they saved, but the enemies respawned so I can kill them again, if that makes sense. It's a pretty convoluted trick, but we'll know if I get it pretty soon. So we're going to immediately flame those 2 to unthaw them, and then just get this guy over here. You do have to do this because they have to access the catapult, because we cannot get across any other way. So we're going to go across, and then we're going to do some gem pickup and some soul storage, like just getting monsters defeated so that we have them. So in this section, we're going to have 4 defeated, right? And then in the next section, we're doing storage. So when I do the storage, we'll get 6. And then with any luck, once I respawn, the enemies will be there, but I will still have 6, if that again makes sense. So we're just going to try and do basic hover to get onto this torch, if I can actually do it. Okay. There we go. Alright. So, let's get into a position where we can get both of them. And then quickly run over to Zoe, and then quickly die. So hopefully, when we respawn, we will still have 6, but those 2 will respawn so we can get them again. If not, then we're in a little bit of trouble, and I'm going to have to do a backup, which is kind of annoying. 6, and they both respawned. Perfect. It is very easy to mess that glitch up, so... And if you do, it's kind of bad, because then you have to spend a bunch of gems, and then farm more. And to put it in perspective, it's not a small amount of gems. You need at least, I think it's 500 for him right now. But because we got soul storage, we're going to be able to bypass money bags and not need him at all. Because you need 15 in order to open up this, which we got. So now we're going to do an orb quickly, which is just defeat all of these weird green spiders. Looks like they got some septicemia going on. Please don't bite me. I don't want that. Like, Spyro's life is hard enough. He has to go through all these portals and do a whole bunch of random crap. Because reasons. So, he doesn't need septicemia on top of that. I feel like that's just such a cruel joke. Alright, final one. Boom. So we get an orb. Now, another thing I should point out, we're doing another glitch in a moment to get up. This is where we're skipping money bags. So, Spyro games have a height cap, but with this glitch, we can... There we go, bypass the height gap, so we can get up. This is where you would have to pay money bags to get to. But because we skipped money bags, and because we got this done, we now have free access to the end of the level without ever needing to pay him, which is fantastic. So we're just running through, grab the talisman, which is perfect, and then... Bump, bump, bump. Exit level. Easy peasy. And I'm kind of glad, because Autumn Plains has the most hard tricks in the entire trilogy. Other than, like, 1 or 2. Like, Spyro 3 has some pretty hard glitches, but this is pretty rough as well, because if you fail a glitch, or if you don't have a good backup for it, you can lose minutes, which is kind of bad. Fortunately, the next level, Skelos Badlands, which is the most infamous for being the most popular level in the entire trilogy, doesn't really have any. So this is a pretty safe level, which is just about optimized movement. There's not really anything in this level that's of any consequence, because the orbs here are pretty quick, and there's no real glitches involved, so... We're just going to run through and quickly go up here. Oh, no, bonk, nice. Quickly go up here so we can talk to this guy, because there's 2 orbs here. We basically have to stop his people from getting nommed. Because apparently these dinosaurs are angry and very hungry. And slightly vampiric. So let's just take them all out. Bop. Bop. Now, if you know the pattern that they're going to spawn out of their eggs, you can pretty much get it done really quickly, because they don't instantly spawn every time. So if you get there early, just wait, flame them, move on to the next. It's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Again, once you know the pattern, it's super quick. You get 2 orbs in about 40 seconds for basically doing nothing. Come on. Boom. There we go. Alright, next part. So again, we're just going to run through and get what gems we need, and then... Oh yeah, I said I was going to do this. So after this stage, we're going to need to have at least 800 gems, which we do have. So we of course are going to want more than that to add towards the next time we're going to need a bunch of gems, but... Fortunately, across the next few stages, we do pick up quite a few, so we should be good. But to put it plainly, by the time we get to Winter Tundra, we're going to need at least 900 again. So there's a lot of gem collecting throughout the run, but that's this level complete. Skelos Badlands is a pretty quick, pretty easy level, kind of like Hurricos, except a lot easier because there's not really any, tricks, glitches, skips, whatever involved. It's just go through the level, collect 2 orbs, get to the talisman, and out. But now we get the ability to climb ladders from money bags, which we do need, because otherwise we can't access the castle at all, and there's a bunch of stages, plus the boss up there. So we definitely need the ability to access that. But my gem count overall is looking pretty decent, so not bad. Alright, grab a few gems, keep climbing. Oh, hello. Don't know why that happened, but sure. Alright, Scorch is another very quick level. We get no orbs here. We just come here for the talisman because the other orbs just aren't worth it. They're too slow and it doesn't make a lot of sense. So, literally, we're going to actually just skip straight to the end of the level pretty much and get a few gems along the way. By doing a quick glide here and then a hover, we can get up. They kind of broke these games with the hover in this because, like, Spyro 1 doesn't have the hover at all, so you can't rely on it. But Spyros 2 and 3 kind of get broken a lot by that hover. That hover is actually super useful because it gives you a ginormous boost in height whenever you use the thing. Oh, whoops. The game ate my input, which is also something else common in Reignited. So, among the console versions, your inputs can get nommed pretty quickly, and if that happens, you will obviously miss what you're trying to do. Luckily, it numbing my input there didn't matter, because it's just quick to get back up. You lose 10 seconds, it's not much. Whoops. Of course, I would lose less if I didn't bonk. Ow! That was, a little bit rough. I take out his friend, and then he just slices. Nice. Exit level. Okay, Fracture Hills. This is personally my favorite level in Spyro 2, but in the speedrun, it's also very difficult. And it's definitely going to be hard to commentate on because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But basically, we're going to defeat a lot of enemies, get to the certain point, the most infamous minigame for being roughly difficult, which is the Alchemist. Fortunately, in Reignited, you can just pretty much skip him. We are going to do the minigame. But instead of, like, doing it normally, what you can do is whack a golem out of the way and run off. And he doesn't get hit by anything else. It's actually kind of wild. Whoops. There we go. I do love the Scottish bagpipe aspect of this run, being British myself. I can appreciate the aesthetic. Ah! Nice. He came instantly, which is actually very rare. Nasty. So these guys can really mess you up if you are not careful. So they can pop out and just nom you. I mean, to be fair though, I like your name by the way, Breeze Arbitrarily. It's a very good name. Trying Trouble with the trolley is actually really easy in Reignited. Unfortunately, it's too long. So we do not get that orb. It takes a little bit too long, so... I was hoping to show this off, but I accidentally just murdered the pig. But if you release the statue with the pig nearby, the pig actually starts doing a Scottish jig, which is actually kind of cool. But just running through, we have to release all of these bagpipers in order to get to the talisman. So we've just released the last one, but we're not going there yet. We're going to go there in a little bit. But like I've said before, we're defeating enemies in order to access a super power-up. We need 15 gone, so these are the fastest ones you can get rid of to activate the power-up. This one being super speed, which is needed and very useful for this stage to do a bunch of skips. Whoops. But quickly before we do that, we're going to start the Alchemist minigame. So like I said, we can start the minigame and then pretty much abandon the Alchemist, which is very nice. So we can just keep going, abandon, and do some other stuff whilst we wait for him to complete. But if you move out of range, he won't complete until you move back in enough. But you'll see that in a moment. Hopefully I get this trick. Damn, I missed it. Okay. That's probably one of the roughest tricks in the run because it's very precise. Hopefully I will get it again in a minute to do this part, because otherwise it's super slow if I have to go the whole way around. But the premise is you need to go through the supercharged power-up so that you can get enough speed to break down the steel door, get an orb. But to do it fast, we have to be able to get up there and basically do a glitched jump to get back up here and then go through. It's, again, really rough and really, really precise. If I fail it 3 times the fast way, I'll just have to go the normal way just to get through. Hopefully I do get it, though. Hopefully.
Come back.
Oop. Okie dokie. Let's try that again. Too early. You have to jump at the right time to get it. It's very precise. There we go. Right, I don't mess this part up like that. Nice. The movement, again, is very precise. It's honestly one of the roughest tricks in the run. Okay, there we go again. Again? Wow. Okay. I'm just going to go the long way around just to save the hassle because it's annoying. So, this is the normal way to do it. You have to go all the way around, which is, again, really annoying, but that trick is very rough, and it can honestly just lose you a bunch of time if you spend time doing it. So, we're just going to go this way quick. It's not that much slower, it's only like 15 seconds slower, but of course I failed a bunch of times, so... But that's that level complete. And coming up next is that level I told you about earlier on, Magma Cone, the level that likes to really mess me up. In fact, during my own runs on my own stream, I will always have time save on this split, because of how much this level just does not like me. At all. The level hates me. It put a curse on me, and I can't seem to shake it. So, we needed enough orbs to get past a little professor over here. And this accesses 2 more stages. This one and Shady Oasis. I'm sorry, I'm probably talking too much. I do ramble a lot whilst I'm explaining. But, again, I'm kind of explaining stuff that you're seeing. But if you don't understand something, that's why I'm doing it.
It's fine. I think you're doing a wonderful job at it.
Thank you. Alright, we're going to try and do a quick glitch glide here to get up here faster. So this is another really popular minigame in Spyro 2, which is Crystal Popcorn. So you have to race with Hunter here, who has 2 orbs. He could just give them to me, but we have to get 10 Crystal Popcorn faster than he gets them. Where are we going? I also apologize for anyone who suffers with motion sickness. I am going to be turning this camera a lot very quickly to obviously keep track of where the popcorn is going to come out. He's going to grab that. Yeah. Give me! I want popcorn. Preferably salted. I like salted popcorn. Oh, hello. Oop. Now, sometimes it's going to be difficult to go for all of them because of the RNG involved. Yeah, he got that one. Okay, this one. Pop. We need one more. I can't get to that in time. He's going to grab that. Beautiful. That was pretty fast. Could have been a bit faster had I responded a bit quicker to some of them, but it's fine. So we're going to choose to start the next set, but we're not actually going to do it. It's too slow, and the RNG here is ridiculous. The difficulty spike between part 1 and part 2 of that is absolutely enormous. Hunter goes berserk in that section, and more often than not, you will lose by default because he just reacts way too fast. Any runner that's ran 100% in this game, or just casually 100%ed, can attest to this. It's that section's brutal. Alright, we actually have an out of bounds coming up to skip a Moneybags pay, so hopefully I get this first try. But we're going to just get out of bounds up here quickly, and then hover through here. Because Moneybags is at the top, and normally you have to pay him 1,000 gems to access the elevator to get down. But since we got out of bounds, we can just glide through and get to the bottom, which is pretty dope. And then we're going to be doing a damage boost here so we can glide around faster. So damage boost and then go around. But there's RNG involved here. There we go, I got good RNG. Because these molten fireballs will knock you straight off. And if it hits you at the wrong time, you'll get back to the bottom. Probably die in the process. Which is super slow. Fortunately, I got good RNG and I was able to get the glide. So that's nice. But this allows us to get the talisman. And then we've got one more orb to do.
To be fair, you've been getting a lot of good RNG this run, actually.
I have. Like, honestly, I'm shocked. Normally, in my own runs, the RNG is, honestly, it's terrible. It's some of the worst RNG you've ever seen in your life. Just yesterday, actually, I was doing a practice run. And in this level, there's a very rare glitch that can occur in this stage, where molten fireballs can actually drop 2 at once. It's very rare. You do not see it very often. And it happened to be not once, but twice in a row. Which I calculated around to be a 0.0025% chance. It was a little bit rough, actually. Alright, so. As you can see, I've just been picking up molten balls and firing them at these guys. We have to just defeat them so that we can go ahead and just grab an orb. There's 12 of them. And we're doing it in a way where it's just fast enough without, of course, getting hit or dying. Oops, I missed that one. Okay, it's fine. Quickly go over here. Drop. Okay, there we go. Okay. A little bit slower than normal because I did miss picking up one of the balls, but it's fine. So we're just going to go over here, quickly grab these gems as well. Whoops. Bump. Whoop! There we go. Level complete. Not too bad either. Really good RNG. Some decent movement. Other than, of course, getting my butt burnt. That definitely wasn't intended. But, you know, okay nonetheless. Also, very important to stay hydrated during speedruns. I have Sprite. And perfect, actually, because we needed, I think it's, how many gems? 500 gems for this next one. Because once again, Moneybags is blocking our way. Oh, it's 400 for this, okay. So we need to access Moneybags there in order to open the portal to Shady Oasis. There's no other way to access it other than paying Moneybags, unfortunately. It's one of the things that makes this run slower any percent-wise than the other two, because you really can't skip Moneybags in a lot of sections. You just have to pay him. But this level we can only actually do so fast because it's an escort mission, unfortunately. And you have to do the escort mission, otherwise you ain't getting through. So, without doing the escort mission, you aren't getting through, which is kind of annoying, but I guess it gives us a little bit of a break.
Well, can I use the break to quickly intersect and talk about something?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so if you have been enjoying BSG Online 7, make sure to also check out BSG Annual 2022. It has been announced and the submissions are actually open for that annual marathon. It's from the 14th to the 21st of August. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check it out. It is not sure if it's on site yet or if it's online, so you can check that on your box when you're submitting a run. But do make sure to check out BSG Annual 2022 already has been announced, and submit your runs if you have any.
Alright, thank you for that. I might just submit for that. I enjoy doing these marathons. I enjoy helping people. Oh, he's stuck back here. Okay. I enjoy helping people doing this for charity. You know, it's just a lot of fun to do speedrunning on a platform where, you know, more people can watch, which is great. Also spreads the love of the games that I enjoy, because I only speedrun games that I often enjoy myself, like Spyro is just one of my favorite franchises of all time. I grew up with these games. I'm kind of old. I'm 26. So, you know, I was like 5 years old when Spyro 3 came out, which is the first one I played. So, kind of old, but it's okay, because I have a lot of nostalgia for these games. Alright, escort mission is finally about over. So slow. But escort mission complete. We're actually going to start an orb here. So this is the only orb we do through this level, because the other ones we can't do yet. We need the ability to head bash, and we don't get that until Winter Tundra. So right now we're just going to speak to Hippo Boy, get our talisman, and then we're going to quickly run and get the orb, which does not take very long at all, provided we don't mess this up. So we have to stop some thieves. Normally you have to chase them, but with these things you can just fire, and then boom, there's one. Okay, that was close. Two. And then we do have to chase this one because we do not have a green ball of death. So just quickly run through, grab him, and then quickly, before the cutscene, activate that rocket. That's going to get us a bunch of gems, because it's going to destroy a pot that's downstairs. So we're just going to quickly drop down here, grab these, and exit level. Okay, Zephyr. So this is actually a pretty good level. And it actually has not only a Shakespeare story in it, but it also has a fairy tale. Because two of the orbs you can do here, one is about Little Bo Peep and her sheep, and the other one is about Romeo and Juliet. We don't do Bo Peep and her sheep because it is so slow, it's like the slowest orb in the game. But we do Romeo and Juliet. And there's also a really cool out of bounds glitch we're going to do here as well. To skip like pretty much that entire level to get straight to the end of that minigame. Because if you do the minigame normally, it is ridiculously slow. But fortunately, with the use of out of bounds, we can just skip pretty much all of it and only have to do a couple of platforms, which is absolutely wonderful. We can just appreciate the surroundings very quickly. Just, this place is pretty. It's nice. But glide over here, get an orb, and 75 gems, because there is 3 sets of 25 in these pots. And this, of course, then drops us really close to the Zephyr portal, where we have to pay money bags again to open the portal. So the route for this game was chosen in a way where you can quickly get gems, orbs, and of course do it in an efficient manner. Get rid of those little birds because they can actually mess you up. They're really accurate with their rockets. But we're actually going to quickly get this pot down, and then we're going to do a glitch jump to get on top of this thing you're not normally supposed to get on top of. Beautiful. And then we're going to glide across here, hover on, and then on here, which is, of course, out of bounds. And if we charge through here and do a glide at the right time, we're going to go through and right to the end, pretty much, of Romeo and Juliet. We just have to grab this orb quickly. Now, if that out of bounds messes up and you get locked out of bounds, you have to exit level and come back in, because it won't void you out. You'll just get stuck out of bounds completely. You have to exit level and come back through. It's really slow. Of course, not as slow on a Series S and X because of the SSD, but it's very slow. Especially on PS4 and Xbox One. And I actually don't know the load times on Switch because I've never played the Switch version, so. But I can tell you it's super slow. But now we've got those 2 orbs, all we have to do is quickly go and get the talisman, which is no trouble at all, because the talisman is super easy to access. We just have to glide around here, onto here, and then just get past these TNT barrel rolling giant pigeons, I think they are. And then quickly aim properly to open that up. Please tell me I didn't fall off. Okay. I was so close to the edge there. That was kind of close. Bop, bop, and exit level. Wonderful. I love it when the glitch levels are a lot easier. So coming up is the last level of Autumn Plains, which is Autumn Plains is the longest part of the run. But before we actually fully complete this level, we're gonna go through the level, get what we need, then walk back to Summer Forest, get 2 orbs, and then walk back again. Because we can actually get 2 very quick orbs now, because we have the ability to climb, which we didn't have at that point in time. Oop, okay, we failed the glide, that's okay. Just get back up quickly, and then... There we go. So we're going to run along this wall very quickly, get to the end, there's an orb, a couple of gems, and that takes us right above Breeze Harbor, which is absolutely fine. But this level has a few skips in it that are actually really difficult because they're very precise, and one mistake can really slow you down, so hopefully I get them pretty quickly. So, again, we're going to be using skips to get to the end of the stage a lot quicker. But, again, it's so precise. This is one of the most precise tricks in the entire trilogy. But it saves mountains of time if you get it very quickly. Now, one of the orbs we're going to be doing is getting rid of these circular spike balls of death just by blowing them up. This can actually be a bit slow as well if you don't get the right angle quick enough. It needs to go a bit higher. There's 1. There's 2 here. I got it 2. And then quickly hit this pot to get gems and go over. There we go. There's 4, so that's half of them. Quickly grab these gems. This is the precise trick. So we have to basically do a glitch jump. No way. I got that first try. Okay. That allows us to get onto the minecart track, which you can only access on a minecart, but because there's collision, we can get on it and skip right to the end of the stage. No way did I get that first. Okay. Sure.
You've been blessed so far.
This is ridiculous. Honestly, in my own runs the past few days, I've not gotten that any lower than 5 tries. Just so you guys know, I'm not going to try. If the run goes well, there's a very high chance I'm going to PB now. Okay. Let's grab the talisman. But before we leave, there is the final orb we need to grab from this level. So quickly just take out these enemies. We don't actually need to take out the enemies for anything, but it's just safety on my part. Because the enemies here can really mess you up, and you can get water hosed and fall off the stage, which is absolutely terrible. So we just need to take out the final few spike balls of death, which is just over here. So there's 2, and then the other 2 are over here. There we go. And then just before we leave the stage, we're going to quickly grab a few more gems, because they're super quick. And then we're going to quickly use the in-game warping feature to warp back to Summer Forest, which is fantastic. It obviously doesn't exist in the originals, but it just allows us to get around a lot faster without needing to use the overworld too much to do it. Because if we had to use the overworld, it would be so slow. Because you'd have to find a portal that would then take you back to Summer Forest, and then you'd probably end up at a random location, which is pretty far from here. So, fortunately, we can just warp to Summer Forest and just get here fast. Quickly grab this orb, and then we're going to quickly warp to Hurricos. Get in the portal, and then exit level. You may be wondering, why are we doing that? Well, because the next orb we're grabbing is actually very close to the Hurricos portal. So we can literally just use that, use the in-game feature, get into Hurricos, exit level, and then we can quickly grab that orb, and then warp back to Breeze Harbor and exit level so we can go to Gulp. It sounds weirder than it actually is. But my gem count is absolutely fantastic. We have almost 950, which is way more than I normally have. So because of that, we are going to have no problem with the final part with paying money bags, which is great. So we're going to quickly run up here, grab these gems and this orb, and then quickly walk back to Breeze Harbor. So, also I should probably point out as well, we got the final talisman in Breeze Harbor. There are no more talismans in the game. Because the only talismans exist in Summer Forest and Autumn Plains. There are none in Winter Tundra. So, as soon as we exit this level, Alora's going to pop up, and she's going to quickly guide us straight to the Gulp Portal. I'm really hoping I have at least blue sparks. I don't remember, because if it's green, it's kind of bad. So, hopefully, we have at least blue. I think I'm good, but... yellow. Perfect. We're at full health. So, this is the boss fight I was warning about earlier on. This boss is ridiculously difficult. Anyone who's played Reignited casually can attest to that. This guy sucks. He is brutal with his attacks. And he has two of them. He can run and jump on you, which he's going to do now. Yep. Or he's going to shoot his laser blasters at you. And they are incredibly accurate and have decent AoE. But the goal here is to use the different weapons that the Eagles... Whoops. The Eagles drop to basically whack Gulp and damage him. He has 10 health in total. And our goal is to not get blasted too much, because if you go down to green level sparks, which is final sparks, the Eagles will start dropping fodder for you to get your health back, and it makes it so slow. So I need to try and avoid these ridiculously intuitive attacks and damage Gulp enough to kill him. Which sounds easier than it actually is. The first couple of parts aren't too bad because he only fires twice, but later he will fire up to 6 times, and in very quick succession, which is what makes it difficult. And one of those Eagles is glitched. What on earth? He's stuck. I don't know if you can see him at the top of the screen. What the? I've never seen that. That is not good, because if he's... Okay, he's not there anymore. Okay. I was gonna say, that's ridiculously bad. What was that? Because the Eagles are the ones dropping me the power-ups, so if they're not dropping me power-ups, I'm in trouble. Or at least one of them isn't, because it's so slow otherwise. That wouldn't work anyway. There is a chance for you to do a double hit if you get an item and a rocket. But we need at least one rocket to go for a double hit. Ugh. Okay, that was close. No rocket. Oh, come on. This is gonna hurt. Wait, I didn't take any damage from that? Okay. Decent. Huh? There was an egg still there? Okay. He should have destroyed that when he stomped the ground, but sure. Ouch. See what I mean about ridiculously intuitive attacks? Like, it's very difficult sometimes to avoid these laser blasters, because if you're focusing too heavily on what power-ups are being dropped and what their position is, you can easily get blasted by his lasers. Perfect. Please be at least one rocket. Nope. Bad RNG. Come on, little friendies, drop me some stuff, please. So when he goes down to 2 health, which is after this, wow, next attack, he will start volleying 6 of his laser blasters at me, not just 4. This is where it gets really rough, because if these guys don't start dropping ammo fast enough, I am going to get lasered to the afterlife, which is not fun. I'm hoping they drop them pretty close to me too, because... Nope, okay. You want to make this difficult, do you? Rocket, though, beautiful. What's the other power-up? A rocket. Come on. Quickly. Yes! Double hit, and we beat him. Whew! Okay, we get 1 double hit, which is kind of slow, but I'll take it. There's Gulp defeated. So we're actually only 3 levels away from the end. We have Mystic Marsh, Metropolis, and Robotica Farms to do. And then we're done. By that time, we should have 40 orbs, because we have to pay Moneybags once more, and that's to get Head Bash. After that, gems are no longer a problem. So we're going to need 1,000 gems in total by the time we leave this world, which we will definitely have, because we have more than enough already. So gems are no longer a problem. I do have to pick a couple more up, though, obviously. So do that over here, and we're going to do a quick glitch glide to get to, to the end of the stage. If I can quickly grab that. Hello. Okay. Thank you. There we go. So weirdly enough, they put a little bit of collision there, so you can actually just glide and get it. And then if you do another glitched out glide over here to get up here, you can literally just go straight to the end of the stage. For pretty much no cost. It's ridiculously easy. Of course, I did fail it a couple of times, but that's beside the point. And exit level. That's all we need to do in there. The other orbs are just way too slow. Again, something I've uttered throughout the entire run, because certain orbs are just really slow. Oh no, we're too short. What will I do? It's not like, you know, there's a couple of gems right by Moneybags, so we're good. Pop up. There we go. 1,000 exactly. And we just got Head Bash, which allows us to proceed further into Winter Tundra. And straight towards the Metropolis stage. Now, the cool thing with the levels now, because there are no talismans left, instead of getting talismans from the main level NPCs, you get just orbs. So there are actually 4 in this stage we're going to pick up. We're going to get every orb in this stage because they're all super quick to do. They are all very quick to do, and you don't have to worry too much about anything because they're just not that difficult. I mean, they can be if you aren't used to what you got to do, but we've actually got one coming up right now. We're going to quickly climb up here, go over here. Hopefully, just skip this guy's text by hovering past and start the minigame. So what we have to do is deflect this bomb, well, these bombs back towards this buffalo. Why did he centralize it? That's actually kind of weird. That shouldn't have happened. Huh. He went out of his own sequence. A little bit confused. That's actually never happened to me before. But there we go. Not too shabby. So he's supposed to go in a proper sequence there, where he goes like central, left or right, and then back again. But he went double center, which I've never seen happen before. So, kind of weird, but okay. I've actually seen quite a few things in this run that I haven't seen before. Not gonna lie, kind of weird. I kind of wish that I had seen this stuff before so I could explain what happened. I actually don't know what's been happening to some of this stuff. It's just stuff I've never seen, so I'll probably ask a few of my friends who are also runners of this game about that sort of stuff, what happens, because some of it's a little bit confusing. So we get one more orb, this would be the end level orb, and then we get 2 more in a minute from this minigame coming up. Now, this Super Fly and Super Flame power-up doesn't actually require any enemies to be defeated to activate it. So it's just activated by default, so we don't have to worry about defeating any enemies. So we just have to quickly take out these sheep in order to get an orb, and then we have to do it again, but with a few more. Where is he? There he is. There we go. And then just one more set, which is a set of 5. I also think I also kind of want to know what music they're listening to in there, because right now it looks like they're raving in their spaceships. There's 1. Oh gosh, there's 2. There's 3. The 4th one should be coming around. Yep. And then the 5th one should be down here. And that's all 4 orbs in this level complete. Just to also point out, in real time, I'm 38 seconds ahead on my splits right now. But like I said at the start of the run, that does not mean we could PB still. I might have done this so slow to the point where we can't PB at all. Because again, the leaderboard isn't timed in real time, it's timed in in-game time. Or the real time still needs to be there because it has to be, obviously be done in one run. So there are a couple more orbs in Winter Tundra we can do right now, which we're going to need to do. So we need to go over here first. And quickly go down here, where we swim through and just grab a freestanding orb that's just hidden. And then we quit the game and go back in. So we quit game there, go back in, because when you quit game like that, you start at the start of Winter Tundra, which allows us to access one more orb. Which we could have gotten earlier, but it's just faster to get now. So grab this, head bash, and get the orb. We're also on track, so I've gotten orbs in the correct order, which is fantastic, because there's one more in Winter Tundra, and then there's 3 in Robotica Farms. And you need 40 in total to get to Ripto, so we are on perfect track. So this is the final level, and then it's just Ripto left. So we need to get 3 orbs, and there is only 3 orbs in this stage, I believe. Now, once again, we're going to have to defeat a certain amount of enemies to access a supercharge, which is right at the end of the stage, to access an orb. Oh, I hate these things. Stupid collision. There we go. Those guys have some really wonky collision, so you kind of have to head bash on them dead center. If you don't, it just won't work and you'll slide off. Again, kind of weird, but I guess that's how they programmed it. Ouch. Do you mind? Ouch. Ouch. Okay. I'm just being ganked by everything right now. Could you not, please? Like, running this level with no sparks is risky because I can get destroyed easily. Thank you. Oh my gosh. It's also not good because I kind of want at least 1 level of sparks for Ripto. Just so if I need to eat a hit, I can. Did I miss one? I missed one. Okay, that's fine. Quickly run back through and get it. So I just need that bug to get back over to here very fast so I can quickly grab it. There we go. I'm just really hoping I don't get messed up because, please don't hit me. Thank you. Please don't hit me, because he can hit me from there too. Don't do it. Okay. Whew. We can get sparks back here, thankfully. There's one more enemy we have to take out, which is right here. Where'd the sheep go? Don't run away from me. I need you. There we go. So this would be, again, the end level orb. And then we have one more. So this next orb coming up has been driving me mad the past few days because the game eats inputs on occasion. I think I found a way around it. It's not failed me yet, so let's find out. So if you do too many inputs at one time, the game will just cancel all your inputs. It's weird. So instead of relying on pressing the charge button and the jump button at the same time, what I'm doing is just letting go and just jumping. And it seems to work. The past few days, a few of my runs like that have died because the input got negated. That sucks. Hate it. Reignited Trilogy does have a way of just eating your inputs, which is terrible. It does not affect the PC versions, but all console versions suffer for it. It's kind of annoying. There we go. Destroy the pumpkins, and then we finish the level. Unfortunately, it's super slow when that happens, because you have to go back up, but... So I'm now behind in real time. Again, doesn't mean we were actually that much slower, but it does mean that PBing is kind of up in the air now, because... Depending on how the Ripto fight goes, we could still PB, maybe. Like, this is a very, very difficult run to get good at, trust me. But we have blue sparks, which is more than enough. We shouldn't actually really take any damage here if we're careful. So, just speak to Allura, we've got enough orbs, and into the final boss we go. So this is a 3-phase fight. There are 3 phases. Ripto on his own, then Ripto on a mechanical gulp, and Ripto flying a pterodactyl. Now, the first stage I would consider to be the hardest because of Ripto being quite accurate with his shots. So our goal is, you can see 3 orb counters below me and a Ripto, and that's not helpful, Hunter. You're giving Ripto ammo, dude. So he's dropping power-ups, which we can then use, and if we get 3 orbs, but 3 of the same color, we can get a power-up, and it just basically helps us take him out. Hunter, you are not helping me right now, dude. That is not cool. I hate Flame for this one. Flame for this one is super bad, because he runs around super erratically. It's very difficult to shoot him. Okay, 2. Hunter, where are you? 3, perfect. This one's a bit better, because this one has an AoE effect. He's got 3, yep. Ow! Ow! That's not good. No. Because now Hunter's going to start dropping fodder. Oh, nice, perfect. He already did. Decent. So Ripto can actually use that fodder to heal, which is really annoying. Come to me. Beautiful. I'm just going to supercharge him if I can keep up with him. There we go. Okay. Like I said, he moves around really sporadically. It is very difficult to keep up with him. This stage is definitely the easiest in terms of difficulty. Because these power-ups, if you're quick enough, which I wasn't there, unfortunately, because it was pretty far away. Hunter is being an incredible douchebag right now. Hello? Hunter, I'm over here. Are you completely stupid? Holy... What is he doing? He's actually... I'm getting incredibly terrible RNG right now, dude. Holy... Thank you. He's just dropping power-ups right in front of Ripto. That does not help me out, dude. Like, what on earth is he doing? Ouch. Oh, nice. Extra life. Decent. I need to take out that fodder, though, because he can still use it to heal. Now, Hunter, thank you. Actually help me out, please. That would be great. You're supposed to be my friend. Come on. This is really slow. Hunter, can you please drop stuff? Thank you. He's taking his time there. There we go. Second phase down. Oof. That was pretty nasty RNG there. It's pretty nasty because Hunter sometimes, honestly, just doesn't start dropping power-ups. I've had it before where I was on, like, top 3 pace, and I lost 5 minutes to that second segment just because Hunter refused to drop ammo. Fortunately, we don't have to rely on Hunter anymore. We have complete Super Flame and Super Fly. So we basically just have to fly around and smack Ripto a bunch of times with our Flame Breath. Where'd he go? There he is. Until he submits, which is when he dies. We're already at half health on him. This section is honestly the easiest of the 3. It's super quick. Because he just kind of stops, shoots at you, and you can just wail on him a little bit. And time's going to stop on the final hit on Ripto. So I'll say time when we're done. Time. Okay. Not too bad, pretty good run. I probably didn't PB, but it's okay. Still decent.
If only Hunter would have cooperated, it would have been a lot nicer. He's betrayed you from the beginning.
He just gave Ripto everything. Thanks, Hunter.
Maybe there's some secret alliance going on there we do not know. But that is going to be it for the Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, any % no level skip run from the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Ben, amazing job doing that run. Even though you didn't get a PB, it still was amazing. A lot of cool tricks, a lot of cool skips. I want to thank you for your run as well, man. You did a great job. And that is going to be it for that run. We are going to run a bit of ads. Stay tuned, because we're going to have Gimmick for the NES coming up next. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be Ryan Ford running it. But if you want to see any more runs, make sure to stay tuned here at BSG Online number 7. Ben, thank you again for your run. And we'll see you in a bit.
Thank you guys so much.